just on 4 years now. Passionfruit for about 2.5. Mangoes were planted when we came here. Almost 2 years now. Oh, lots. We had very poor soil penetration for the water. You'd water, it'd run off. It wouldn't soak in. Ground was that hard. It was recommended to me by an agronomist to try it. I was probably a bit sceptic to start with because it was something new. But yeah, no, he gave me a rate, and I could see the benefits in the first year. So I've been using it ever since. Last 12 months I've probably been using it as well in with my fungicide sprays as well as putting it through the irrigation. Fungicide spray benefit, I reckon we had a better fruit set, and our blush on our mangoes last year were, I think it was outstanding compared to previous years. Real red colour. Uniformity was pretty good. We had pretty average size boxes. They weren't big numbers and small numbers. They were pretty consistent size wise. Just for an example, our R2E2s we normally average between 9 and 11 per box, which is pretty decent sized fruit when you've got about 8 kilos in the box. Passionfruit, we've found a lot better fruit set and a lot more fruit, as you'll see. Probably went a couple of weeks longer. The first year we used it, we noticed we went probably an extra fortnight longer than what we had the previous couple of years. Where we were middle of February, we'd go through to the end of February, beginning of March before we'd finish. But no, starting's probably about roughly the same time. It's just they just went a little bit longer. We seem to be consistently getting a little bit better price each year. Have the last couple of years, better than the previous years. It's very soft to work compared to where I hadn't used it. Especially putting new passion fruit in. I noticed where we'd had avocados here before. Some rows had been getting Dr. Grant around the trees, and in the middle of the rows hadn't been. It had been very hard, but where we had taken some out and grown other crops in between time, it was probably like margarine. It was soft as to work. They're rich, very fine, very loose. We had 3 mils of rain here yesterday, not even any sign of mud.
Oh, lots of worms. Yes, you can see the activity up the rows, where the crops are planted, and also in some rows you can see it up the middle, where all the little mounds of dirt are there, and the little holes where everything's doing its job. So we didn't have that before. We had nothing like that before.
Things we mainly notice is the soil activity, the microbes, little mounds of soil everywhere. You basically walk anywhere in the farm and see that if you're looking for it. I think we've ended up with more product since we've been using it. So
we've got a better product, I think.
Yeah, much better product than we had before. So that all reflects in the product. We're getting a bit better money. So the bottom line's we've got a bit better money for it. I think we're getting better crops, a lot better crops, more crop, more volume for the crop we've got, and a lot better quality. You don't see this very often. Mangoes set on trees in Bundaberg in May.
We had this row of kumquats. They were here when we bought the place. There's 16 trees. The kumquats were probably this high. The grass was this high. We really didn't know what they were when we first got here. We didn't take a lot of notice of them because we were busy with our other trees. but the trees cropped, and nothing like this. Since then, we have been looking after the trees. They get watered regularly with Dr. Growit, as in the program of the farm. They get their fair share. The last couple of years, the trees have just cropped unbelievably. They are just loaded. All of them are. We've got how many? We've got 10.
16 small ones, 16 big ones.
Yes, and even the little trees that weren't supposed to, we weren't expecting fruit for 2 years on this until the trees had got a little bit bigger. Even the small trees that are this big have fruit over them as well. So, yeah. And this year we have got a better price also at the market.
Normally we start off about $20, $21, $25 for the first box we send, and then it'll go to 30. This year we've started off at 35, and that's where we've still been for every box we've sent.
We propagate all our own passion fruit plants here. We gather the biggest passion fruit to use for our seeds. We plant them out into boxes and water them with Dr. Growit straight from the start. As the little plants come up, we put them into smaller pots. As we plant them, we dip the roots of the plant into a solution of Dr. Growit, and then plant them into smaller pots. And yes, keep watering them. We do pot them up again into bags, and then they grow to about that or a little bit bigger, and then we plant them out when we're ready to replant. And we water them with Dr. Growit right from the start on a regular basis. And yeah, the plants just flourish. Yes, it definitely makes a difference. They grow, they're nice and healthy, they're always got a really good colour. And yeah, you can tell the difference. Yep. We have a pretty good rate. You do lose the odd one, but mostly we get them. Yep, we get them all. So it's good.
Other than the regional potting mix we mix up, they only get Dr. Grow until they go on the ground. Middle is a little bit of chicken manure and a bit of silica in with the potting mix, and maybe a bit of cow manure and that. But other than that, until they go on the ground, as Dr. Grow's the only other fertiliser they get. I think he's sort of been a bit amazed at the quality and the volume we've had when he's been out. Not that he's here regular, but he's probably here several times a year.
We did have him out after the last floods to we'd had a soil test done in the passion fruit because we had a lot of wash, and a lot of our topsoil was washed to the bottom of the rows, and we were concerned as to how much goodness was left there, and was there anything that we should be doing, because our passion fruit was coming on. And he came out, he did soil tests, and soil tests couldn't have been better. He was amazed, he was very pleased. He came out and had a look at our passion fruit vines and the crop on the vines, and he just couldn't believe it. And yes, usually when you have soil tests done, there's always something that you need to buy to fix whatever's going wrong, and there was nothing that we needed to do except what we had been doing previously. So we couldn't have been more pleased.
I find it very easy to use. I don't put the irrigation on without putting at least 10 litres a shift through. But it's just a matter of grabbing a 10-litre bottle and filling it up and putting it in the fertigation plant and put the pump on and you walk away. It's very easy to put out.
Well, I think there is, because that's what people want these days. That's what they're looking for, is all organic, or as close to organic as they can buy. They think it's good for you. It has no nothing harmful in the fruit and vegetables that you buy. And yes, that's where you can also pick up a little bit extra.
I think people are looking for flavour in their vegetables, fruit and veggies these days. It seems we've gotten away from that.
Oh, thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
Yep. Why? because it can do the same thing for them that it has done for us. It can improve their crops, whatever it is they're growing. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. It works with everything. It can, give them that slight edge as well. Good crops, good everything, right down to what you get when you send your fruit to market. I think we were very lucky to start with when we first met Danny, that Danny was giving flood-affected farmers a trial with some Dr. Grow It All, and we were very lucky to be one of those farmers that were able to use it to start with, and that's made a big difference. You know, it's really, really helped us, and we wouldn't be without it now. And there's not many, you don't get that chance very often. So that was really helpful to us.